Hi guys, so this video is about Expat John with 1.5 million peso but broke in 2 years. So this video is I'm just doing a reaction video from Paul in the Philippine Old Dog New Tricks. I don't know how I think some of you guys like Paul, and also there's a lot of very critical of Paul, but I do like Paul. Um, you know, I, do I watch all his video? No, of course not. I pick and choose which one I want to watch. Yeah, I just not a lot of his video that I watched. Like like I have said before, I don't care much about those bikini girls, but I'm not going to be critical of him because I do like him. I like he has a wealth of information. I like when he doing the talking head because I just like to listen. Um, and then even I don't know. I'm not sure if he was married to May, but when you listen to May, she was very nice. I was surprised. I'm okay with Paul and May when they do the talking head, but just to watch May, I don't do that. I don't watch May. But she's all right. She's cute. She was nice to me. If you just give it a chance. So I don't know if people you know do that, because sometimes if you don't like it, you just pass it, right? Just what I did before with Paul. I don't watch his channel until he went on to Mart Every Man Has a Story. And then once Mart interviewed him and I listened to him and I said, whoa, this guy makes sense. So I start to pick and choose his video. But anyway, I want to do this reaction video on this one because I want to kind of address this is kind of very important, and it's very sad it happened to John. He seems like a nice guy. He figured out he's saved. He's saved religiously, as he claimed, telling Paul in 2020 that he tried to save all the money he can so he can go back and retire in the Philippines. Even though at that time he was still not eligible for Social Security. So he was saying like in about I think in 2024 he should be eligible for his Social Security retirement. So he has 30,000, and then he went to the Philippines. He figured out this is the math he used. He figured out 30,000 divided by 4 years, so that it will be 48 months. So he has about 625 dollar a month to live on. That's how John come up with the with the figure, and then that's the budget that he's going to be living under. 625 a month. So yeah, I mean, he figured out that he could have a good life. He started out, he rented an apartment like 12,000 peso. That will be considered, I think, on the maybe on the high side, with the kind of budget that he has. And then he has a good life. It has I think air condition, internet, and everything that he needed is to be comfortable. So, and then he start to date with Filipina. The first one, we have it didn't work out. At that time he was 58 years old, and then the first one did not work out. I was just reading my note here. Find out that I think the girl, the Filipina was married, but okay, I have to. I think he's also looking at the younger Filipina. He's more into like probably like a 18 to maybe to 26, something like that. He prefer younger Filipina from what from all the from all his girlfriends. From all the girlfriend that he has. The first one, he find out that was not truthful, that is already married. And then the second one, let me read my note again. Yeah, turned out. Oh, the first one turned out to be married, and then he was scared that if he continued to see this young woman, the husband might murder him. And that could happen. And unfortunately, everything is cheap in the Philippines, so something like that can also it's also very cheap to do that. I don't want to get into more detail, but you know what I mean. So. And he find out that she was married, so that's all right. So that's done. And then the second one, he found that it's like a money pit. That the second Filipina just asking for money, money, money. And first ask for cell phone, and then second is ask for a video key. And as in just a short time, in about 3 weeks, I think John shelled out about 20,000 peso to this second friend, a Filipina friend. And then the third one, which was the one he ended up to be with, and together they have a twin. So the third one was 19 when they start to communicate through online dating. And then John at that time was renting that 15,000 no, is it 15,000? Did I say 15,000? Yeah, 1,500. No, I'm sorry. The 12,000, apartment. And then once he dated this the third Filipina, which at that time was 19 years old, Diana. And they decided to she started to come in to stay with him. And then when they seemed to click, they decided want to live together. So John figured out that because he's on a 625 budget, but now it's he has it's two mouth to feed now, right? Not only John, but of course he also had to take care of Diana. So he decided in order to do that, he should move downsize to a smaller apartment, which is about 7,000 apartment, but it's still very convenient for the two of them. So that's what he did, and they were living together for like 6 months. And then Diana told him, why don't we just move to my mother place. The mother was living in what we call in the Philippines as a squatter. A squatter is something like it's not you don't own the land. It's just sitting there. Somebody might own it, and I think there's a law if there's a vacant land that nobody's living, a squatter can move in until the owner get a court order to get rid of the squatter. Otherwise, somebody will live there. They will make a makeshift house and live there. So that's what happened. Diana family was living in that area, that barangay, and then she convinced Jan to move with her with her mother, and Jan figured out, okay, if I do that, I can save money. I don't have to pay rent, and I can be with the family. And so he did that, which is, I think, it's a big mistake moving to with the Filipina family. So, and then once he lived there, everything was cool because he has the money, and the Filipino family was very good with him. And then they told him that why don't maybe we can just renovate this place, and then mother can live downstairs and we can live upstairs. So that's what John did also. He started to invest to build a house for the mother, so they can live together, and then we don't then have nothing to worry about the rent. He figured it's a good deal, so that's what he did. She allowed about 400 to 500,000 peso to build a house. So in this short time, this is within the 2 years that he was with Diana. At the same time, also Diana got pregnant. When Diana got pregnant, John noticed that it seems like he's the only one that is happy with the news that he's gonna be a daddy soon. Diana seemed like doesn't care. She was worried about more mouth to feed. So you can tell that they were really on a tight budget. Even at the time, John still had the money because they are living on a 625 budget. And then also, I mean, when once they were I think that once they were living together, John also find out that Diana has a daughter already. The daughter was 4 years old. So in the beginning it was fine. The daughter was respectful, calling him daddy. And then once he doesn't have money anymore, I think that also disappeared because I think from what I understand was majority influenced by the mother-in-law, so also supposed to be mother-in-law, the Diana mother, who was very influenced in their relationship, for the couple relationship. So because the mother-in-law is the one who was taking care of the 4 years old daughter. And then Diana's job was working as a housekeeper or maid in the Philippines. She was making 5,000 peso a month. This is a month, and plus the meal when she is at work. So eventually, once they she have the baby, the twin girl, the responsibility fall on to John, because Diana has to go to work. And probably, assuming it's going to be a 6 days a week, or maybe sometime it might be 7 days. And then, by the time she come home, she will be obviously very tired and doesn't want to have anything to do with the baby. And then John was complaining about it's not easy for a man to look after two babies, And it's funny that he also commented that. He was just a proud daddy. I get that. I'm not going to go through what he said. I don't think it needed, so I'm not going to bypass that. I wrote put a note here, but I'm not going to go through that. So here, 1 second. Okay, let me read my note again. I think one of the big mistake of John was moving to live with the Diana family. No. You don't do that. If you as a foreigner, keep your Filipina away from the family. I mean, I can understand that they would like it's a Asian culture or Filipino culture. It's always the family is very close, and they like to get together, most of the time. But you have to try to, try to kind of distance with that, because it's not gonna be. It's gonna, most of the time it will ruin your relationship. Especially if the family is like a poor family, so all the problem will run through your girlfriend or your wife, and you will end up be the guinea pig, as they said. So all the problem, if they need something, they will run to you, and you will end up bankrupt, and once you don't have the money, love is gone. So that's the unfortunate, and then also the biggest that drained his account of 1.5 million peso was once they were living together, once they were staying in the in-law place in that barangay. Diana brother was asking for money to asking Jan to help with like a business investment, which is to buy a truck, to buy a truck to transport the cattle. Cattle, is it cattle? To transport the cattle and then of course each animal will he's gonna get paid, and then I think the brother-in-law promised John that he will give him like a 20,000 a month as a profit sharing. So I tried to do my math on that 20,000 as a premise for a loan of 370,000. That come to about I think 64%, if I'm not mistaken. That's almost like a 64%. That's a big red flag right there. And anybody that I remember Ice Cream Man was when he was trying to promote his milkfish, he said, anybody want to invest with me, I'll give you 20% interest. So anybody that say that it's ridiculous the number, you're not going to see your money again. So be careful. I have done that. Somebody have offered me very generous interest. Not good friend, but a friend before, and I said no. I just declined. First of all, I cannot take advantage of somebody in need. If somebody in need, I cannot be like sucker. Like we in the Philippines, we have the thing called a 5-6. Like say if you need money, we do a 5-6. Like if I loan you 500 peso, you have to give it back to me 600. Let's say in what we agree upon, a lot of things is just like a 1 week rental, or loan. It's just until you get your pay. Sometimes you say, hey, I'm just like I'm short on cash. I just need the money now, but I'm gonna get paid at the end of the week. Can you give me a 5-6? That's very popular. I never do that. I never do that to people. A lot of people that I know, they were doing that. It's good money, 5-6, but you also risking chance of they could not pay you in the due time. But I was never sucker for those type of things. If I would help, I would just help without without getting interest. Or if somebody is in desperate for cash, why would you still want an interest? Just help if you want to help. So when that friend approached me and asking for like this is in dollar. Of course, I'm in U.S. Like if I loan her like a 20,000, she'll give me 1,000 interest. I said to myself, that's too good to be true. So I said, sorry, I don't have money. I know it's ridiculous. I know it's just like, first of all, I cannot take 1,000 interest from somebody. And secondly, I just like, I don't want to do that. I have already learned my lesson. I keep saying this though. I keep saying I don't loan people money. I keep saying because that's that's already my decision. Because once you loan somebody, you will lose a friend. I remember when I was in the Philippines, when I was still in the shoe business, and I went over to at that time when I was in shoe business. When you as a salesman in the Philippines, a lot of company, if they know that you're working for a big company, they will approach you. The manufacturer will approach you. Hey, can you please carry my product to give you things to sell? So even though I was just into like shoes and garment, I also have carried so many products. From people was asking me, and then I remember went to a good my childhood friend. I was just chatting with him. They have a hardware business, and then we were just chatting on something, and then he said, then at that time he knows I already in as a sales rep. He said, if you come to me, if you want to try to sell me something, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to buy from you. And I was shocked, like I was like a little bit hurt. How can he say that to me? I have not said anything yet. He told me straight flat out because he knows what will happen. And you say, if you try to sell me something, I'm going to tell you not, I'm not going to buy anything. I consider you my brother, but I would not buy anything from you. And I said, why? Why did you say that? Because I don't want to lose you. That's what he said to me, and that stick to my my mind. It's better not to do business with your friend. That's what we believe. So the same thing. It's better not to loan any money to your friend. That is better. If you don't want to lose your friend, don't loan money to your friend. I say that, but sometimes I break my promise. Anyway, so going back to John's story. Okay, so let's see on my next page now. So and then after they loan the 370,000, they never see the 20,000 as promised, that for profit sharing. And John was like waiting for the 20 grand every month. It's all disappear. And then also the brother wife was very nagger. The brother was very tough. And then John even feels sorry for the brother-in-law. He said, "Oh, I don't even dare to ask him for the money, because he's already having so much problem with his wife." You know what? I'm sorry, John, but I think this is you just get caught into a scam. This is all this is all it's all a show. Okay. The brother-in-law will say, "Oh, my wife, I don't get involved with money. My wife handle all the money." It's all BS. All right. He's just if you see this, John, I'm going to tell you now, from somebody born and raised in the Philippines. I want to tell you that it's a scam. That's not you are being run around. I'm sorry I'm sorry, really. Anyway, so and then also John also shared with Paul that Diana still talking to other guys online, even they were already living together. She's still chatting online. See, I don't know what else. And then at that time, when the 300, when the 370, obviously it's all gone. So now John is broke. And once the money is gone, the honey is just disappear too. No more honey. And they also tried to deport him. They tried to deport him. Diana's sister was so what do you call that? Very bogle, and she was trying to say, why don't you, if so that means like he's almost like a nobody, or and why don't you just kick him out, or have him deported? And they just drop him off at one time, say, you know what, you go talk to the immigration, almost like a setup, right? For to see if he can get deported, or maybe because John was like an honest person. He would just say everything, like he seems like he just tell everybody his life. That's a very typical some American now like that. Very very honest. We are not like, I hate to say this also. Asian people are more like a timid, like almost more reserved. American people are more like more they are more welcome. They will say whatever it's in their mind, very honest. So that's the difference with the culture things. So here I am. I'm supposed I'm an Asian American now, because I'm an American citizen, but I'm also from the Philippines. So I'm just trying to kind of maybe know both sides. So I'm trying to share you what my experience. I don't like to see people taking advantage. That's why I'm speaking out. I'm speaking out about against the bubble, and then try to warn people of this, this thing that might happen. So and then the immigration said no, we cannot deport him. He still have his visa. And then what else? And now the Diana was being called to him now, being called because and John doesn't have any money, and now even just by like sometime just to caress, touching the shoulder or something like that, and I would go like, don't touch me. See, that's what happened now. When you don't have money, she doesn't even want to being touched. And in spite of all this, in spite of all the red flag that's showing, it seems like John was still very much in love with Diana, or maybe because he's at the mercy of Diana family, because he had nowhere to go. And people have suggested, why don't you go to U.S. embassy? Maybe they can help you, go back to U.S. And then he said they were asking too many things from me, and I don't have. They were asking for contact info in the U.S. I don't have anybody anymore. Most of my family are already dead or have no lost contact. And and I have nothing there. I sold up everything. That's why I have the 30,000 or 1.5 million peso when I went to the Philippines. And now I don't, if they're gonna send me back, what would I do? I will be on the street. I will be homeless. But I think I'm not 100% sure though. But I think if you come back, you will at least you will find something, John. And then also at the same time, I'm sure there is, especially I think in California, there's a lot of probably that the government agency might, you might get something. That's what I was hearing. I'm not 100% sure. So at the same time, now you have a problem. Your visa is going to be coming to an end. What you do? And John was saying that he wants to renew. He doesn't want to get deported, which is the right thing. Don't get deported. Once you get deported, you will not be able to get back to the Philippines, and you only you trying to survive like a year and I think and 9 months. 1 year and 7 months. So that's going to be like a 19 months. He tried to survive for another 19 months, and then he will be qualified for Social Security. So right now, he's like in the limbo. What does he do now? He's stuck in the Philippines. And then, some people said that, one thing that I read, one of the viewers said, John, you have to go back to U.S. and then, but make sure that, secure that, legalization of the two twins daughter. And then, yeah, that's a good advice, because you probably can get some kind of U.S. government help, for that, for the two babies, and then yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I feel so, I read some of the people like financial people. That's what they advise. Like let's say if you have if you save 100 grand, and then you figure out like you probably they figure out maybe right now what is it, the life expand is what, maybe is it 85 years old. You probably, I'm just guessing this on top of my head, because I feel like a lot of people are dying like in their 70, 80. So like maybe you have expand until you can live until 80 years old or 85. So you have to take that into your calculation, and then depend on how old are you right now. If you're 60 and then you said you think you're gonna say bye bye at 80, so you have 20 years. So 20 years you what, and then you just calculate your whatever your savings. If you have $100,000 and then you just calculated that, divide it into 20 years and see, how much you have money. So in that, just to quick math, is about 5,000, right? 5,000. Am I right? Yeah, 5,000 if you have 100,000. So you have a budget of 5,000 a year to live on. That's how people here are thinking, but that's how my mind works. My mind is 100,000. That 100,000 is my emergency fund. That's how I think. I don't know. So let me know your thought on this video. What do you think? If you have 100,000 net worth, do you spread that out into 20 years for and then that's how you're gonna live up your 100 grand, or do you maybe do like maybe do half, use 50,000 as your reserve and then just live up on the 50,000. So I'm very conservative. For me, to me, if I have that kind of money, I would consider that 100 as a emergency fund. I would rather not to touch it. But if I have a million, hey, you know what? I might do. Let's just say, okay. Let's just say if I have $1 million, I would probably do like a half of it emergency fund, 500,000, and live up on that 500,000 divided. Let's say if I'm 60, and I figure I'll be dead in 20 years, and then I will live up 500,000 in 20 years. That's how I will calculate it. I will not calculate a million to 20 years. No way. I got to have some emergency fund, So yeah. So what else? What else can I give advice to John? If I was advising John, I'm not saying I'm the advisor. I'm just trying to help, and then also hopefully people will also give your opinion, and if John see this, and that's if it's helpful, that's good. And then I went to check the Facebook. Some people are saying, okay, trying to help John, sending 20 here, 20 there, 50. I mean, every dollar count. But the thing is, it's almost like again, going back to what I'm saying, if he doesn't have any source of income, so people are going to be supporting for the next 19 months. That seems to be the case, right? Unless John finds something. I don't know what's the best solution, but for me, the most what he should do right now was to make sure he got the proper document for the twin, and then probably just a quick thinking. I think he should go back to U.S. and then just try to find something, even odd job, just to try to make as much money as he can. Use that 19 months as your goal, and until you get your retirement, and then go back to the Philippines. So I think that's the only way, because I'm so afraid though. If the family really wanted to, kick you out, they would think of something. They might do some horrible things. They might make your wife or girlfriend say something about you. And I don't have to say it straightforward, like in a divorce case. What's the always in the divorce case? It's always abuse, right? They might use that with you, and then you're gonna be in trouble. If they use that, who's the authority going to believe? You, the foreigner, by yourself, as you said, or the full all Philippine community? They will side with the Philippine community, John. You have to think about this. So for me, I think it's best for you to not to make sure you're good with Diana, but let her know you have to go back to U.S. to make more money, and then what you would try to send the support as much as you can to the twins, but and John was like, I know Paul was just watching Paul face reaction. I know when John was saying that, oh, I just hope that I'm still hoping that that what did was saying that the exact word that John was still hoping for the chance that maybe Diana will have the feeling again when they first started. I don't think so. I'm sorry to say that I don't think so. The money is gone. The reason she was 19 at that time and you were 58, I just maybe one of the reasons that she attracted because you offer the for to get her out of the poverty. We have to be practical. That's the truth. But now you're in poverty too, so there's nothing there's no more attraction that she can see, and then especially if now she's communicating with other foreigners. I don't know. It's best to get out of there. Best to get out, but make sure you get all documented for your twins, and then yeah, just get out because you don't want to get trouble. I may be I don't know. Sometimes I say something that being too honest and people doesn't like it. Hey, tough, but that's me. I like to hear viewer also. Viewer, hear your thought on this one. How would you advise Jan on this one? And I will put the link also to Paul on this Paul video. Thank you again for watching. Take care and stay safe, and God bless. Bye bye now.